Some people feel that to be a healthy vegan, when it comes to the holidays, there's only one choice, and that is to appear to be the family freak when you attend the gathering with the rest of the family. They feel that they have to eat some strange concoction, some green drink or something like that, and they have to be so far out there that nobody else is attracted to what they have to eat. Other people feel that the other choice is to indulge and eat all those dead animals that are on the table and be sick with the rest of the family in order to fit in and have an influence over them. But I suggest that there is a third choice, and that is to make healthy food. It doesn't have to be raw, it doesn't have to be juiced, it just has to be healthy. And that means whole foods, whole vegetable foods, plant foods. Instead of white bread, whole grain bread. And this series that I want to do here on holiday cooking is going to be to help people that are dealing with wanting to be healthy and also wanting to fit in during the holidays. This recipe today is one of my favorites. It's one that my mother used to make that was always really good. She had a knack for picking out the right sweet potatoes. I'm not quite as skilled as she is. She used to say that to get a really good sweet potato, you look for the juices coming out of the stem end of the potato, like that right there. And I have a really hard time finding the kind that she describes. I don't know, maybe they're not putting the right ingredients in the soil. Maybe the soil is lacking some minerals or compost or whatever. But I've had a really hard time finding a really satisfactory sweet potato. These here that I bought, I got these at the mushroom farm. They sell about the sweetest sweet potatoes I've ever found, even more so than the ones my mother used to get. I think it's the type of sweet potato that they grow. These have a really nice rosy red skin, and inside, when it's uncooked, it's almost white, kind of like a baked potato or a regular Irish potato. This recipe that I'm going to share with you only has 2 ingredients, and it works really good for a holiday. For other people in your group, it might be a side dish for them. But for those of you that want to be healthy through the holidays, and you want to survive the holidays without the guilt, without the feeling of heaviness and sleepiness and all the weight gain that goes along often with the holidays, this recipe is really good for that, because only sweet potatoes and pineapple. If you can get fresh pineapple, that's really good. Make sure it doesn't have any mold on the bottom and that it is really a good one. Today I'm going to be using just canned pineapple. I would have preferred a fresh one, but I couldn't find any that really looked like it was ready for a meal. Now I have washed this potato, and you just want to cut it up into chunks like that. Now, you can use the chunks of pineapple, or you can use, I'm going to be using today the crushed pineapple. About half the can is about right for this. Half a can per potato. If you want to use more, you can. That's not a problem. And get some of the juice on there. And just for a little extra flavor, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cardamom on top and coriander. That one is coriander. And here's just a tiny bit of cardamom. I'm going to moisten that a little bit, stir it in a tiny bit. Put the lid on it and it's all ready. Some seasoning that you could use on it would be things like cardamom, coriander, ginger would be okay. Some of the things you don't want to use on it would be things like cinnamon, cloves, and some of those. They're hard on the digestion and they will cause inflammation. Migraine sufferer like I am, when you consume pineapple, if you're sensitive to pineapple and it causes headaches, you want to use it in moderation and make sure you don't consume any other trigger substances such as chocolate or, if you're like me, citrus, or like my aunt, onions. And the rest of it you want to put in a jar with a nice tight-fitting lid to keep it from oxidizing the inside of the can. I would have preferred that they can it in glass because it is better than metal cans, but I haven't been able to find any company that does that. If you know of a company, let me know. One reason I use pineapple rather than some of the other fruits is some fruit and vegetable combinations are hard on the digestion and will cause indigestion. And pineapple is one of those that works well as a fruit or with vegetables without that kind of stomach upset. So that's why this recipe is the way it is. And here's how it looks when it's done cooking. I cooked this at 325 degrees for about 50 minutes. And the potato is tender and it's ready to eat. This will make a beautiful holiday side dish for those people that are eating the dead animals. For a vegan, it would probably make a delicious main dish. I'm going to have mine today with some arugula and my favorite homemade vegan ranch style salad dressing. Now this would be great on a holiday. people will be looking at that and they'll realize that you can have something tasty and healthy at the same time. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.